My name is Roger Mordhorst. Date is November 21st, 2010. And my address is 6778 Old Stage Road.
Great, thank you. So let's talk about the day of the 4 Mile Canyon fire when you got the call to evacuate, or even we'll go back before that. Tell me about how you knew about the fire and when you knew it was time to evacuate.
Well, I noticed that morning, it was a Monday morning, Labor Day, when it's
I'm sorry, can I
started.
stop you?
Okay.
Just go back and reincorporate the question,
Okay,
which would be,
She's not even in the film,
Right.
just you.
I understand that. The question was, how did you phrase the question?
Well, how did I phrase it?
When I
Just
first,
tell me about that
when
morning.
I first
and how you knew.
became aware of the fire,
Yeah.
that morning, I looked out and I saw a bunch of smoke in the south out the window. I'd had two friends that had just come up and they spent an hour or so here visiting, and then they left and they called me back and they said, there's this big fire, and it looks like it might be near you, are you aware of that? And I said, well, I noticed that there was a lot of smoke out there, but I didn't, I hadn't heard anything yet, so I think I turned on the television set to see if I could get any news, and then just kind of stayed around here, I thought that it was further south, it wasn't really endangered to me, and so I kind of hung out that day, and it was later in the afternoon that the smoke seemed to dissipate, it seemed to be getting better, and that's when they came around and they evacuated me. I did get a call earlier that day that said be prepared to evacuate, and then they did come around, and I guess the reverse 911 wasn't working or something when I came around. Individually, a police officer came to the door and said, you need to get out, and the fire may come this way. So I gathered what things I could, my dog and dog food and, change of clothes, and called a friend Alama to see if I could stay with her, and she said, yeah, come on. And I'd stayed with her the last time I was evacuated, so that's who I thought of immediately. And then I cleared out of here, but I couldn't get my parrot. I have a 25-year-old blue front Amazon parrot into the travel cage, and he was just too scared. He didn't want to do it. I spent probably an hour trying to get him in there, and so I finally just thought, well, I'll probably be allowed back up in a day or so. So I'll leave him. I stocked him with my food and water, and I left. And of course, it was 4 days later before I was allowed back up. And on the third day, I came back and went to the roadblock and asked if I could come and feed my bird at least. And they said, no, I can't allow you in the area, but animal rescue is going to be in the area today, and they can pick your parrot up, and they gave me the telephone number. So I went back and I called them, and they said, oh yeah, we'll get it, and I left the door open, so thinking that maybe someone might be able to come in and rescue my bird. And they did. They called me that night and said that they had him, he was fine. And in fact, he jumped into their cage. He was so lonesome, I think. And they didn't have any problem getting him in one of those carry-all animal cages. And he was riding along in their truck with a bunch of dogs and cats. And he was laughing and talking the whole time. I said, this is the best pet we had all day. We just love your birds. And they even gave me a carry-all cage to take home, so that worked out perfectly well, And it was good to have him back that day. But then it was the next day, on Thursday, that they said they're allowing people to come back up to pack up their valuables, and they thought that this was going to be just a temporary thing in order to do that. So I came back up here that morning, and the water was off, and the cable or internet didn't have electricity, and I sat up here and I thought about what I should take, and I really didn't have too many ideas, but I knew that I wanted to paint. I had to get some paintings ready for shows, and I'd lost 3 days in that, so I sat down, instead of loading stuff up, I sat down and painted. I tried to finish 3 paintings and worked on those. I was inspired, and I just got really involved in that, and everything else just kind of went away. You know, I didn't have any distraction, and didn't have the telephone or anything else, you know. And so I was able to complete 3 of the paintings that I needed to do, and before they came back up and said, you need to evacuate again, the fire's on the other side of the hill, and it's coming your way, the winds are supposed to pick up tonight. And so you need to evacuate. And then he looked at my van and he said, did you just get here? Because he noticed I didn't have anything in my van. And I said, no, I've been here all day. You know, but I didn't explain it to him. You know. So then I went and I got my paintings, I got a bunch of things, artwork, and I thought, well, I'll bring my own oil paintings and I'll be able to paint at the location I was going to. And but that's all. I didn't get my passport or checkbook or anything else. I completely forgot all the stuff that you're probably supposed to take. You know? And that's basically my story. Yes. Any other questions?
I do have a few. I think it's a great story, first of all. It really speaks to how an artist reacts and how some other people would react. So I love it. Is there, when you got to your friend's house in Belmont for the second time, was there anything that you said, oh, gee, I should have taken that?
Well, yeah, you do think about that. My passport, for instance.
Let me stop you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Just,
There was
And
something
the
that,
other thing-
in hindsight, when I,
I'm
okay.
sorry, I'm gonna stop again. The other thing is, if you could not rock.
Oh, okay.
I know it's a way of getting out nervous energy.
Right, yeah.
It's gonna make editing really hard.
Oh, okay, have I been rocking the whole time?
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's all
all
right.
right.
Okay, so this is the question about when you got back, was there anything?
When I got back after being evacuated the second time, I went through in my mind what I should have taken. I started to go over that in my mind, and I came up with some things that probably would have been a good idea. I mean, think about your birth certificate, even though I've never needed my birth certificate that I can recall for the last 30 or 40 years. That probably might have been something I should have taken, my passport, checkbook, things like that I didn't have, important papers, powers of attorney that I might have. You know, I thought about all that, and I think, was in denial, but I still believe that my house was going to be okay, you know. I tend to be an optimist, and I just felt that everything's going to be okay, it's going to be a temporary thing, I'll be back in the house in a couple of days, which is, as it turns out, came to pass, fortunately. But I know I have people who lost everything, you know, in that fire, and it's not true, you know, for everybody.
Thank you. Okay, you're rocking again.
Oh.
Happens
Do
to
you
me.
want me to do that again?
No,
Okay.
I don't think it's a big deal unless that you don't like it. I don't think it's not
This one is
affecting.
gonna make editing tough.
He's the
I
editor.
don't know. Because I'm doing some wide shots in which you see him rocking
Oh,
in, you
okay.
see what it
Okay.
is.
All right.
So that
Okay.
will establish the shot.
All right, so rock away.
Rock
Rock
away.
on.
Rock on, baby.
Okay. Was there anything of sentimental value that you wished you'd taken?
Things like have sentimental value, like a lot of my paintings, you know, from the past. I had a show at the NCARB at the time, so I had 29 paintings out. But I still have a bunch of paintings from over the years that would have been lost, you know. And I definitely thought about that, and I should have taken maybe some more of those. I did take a few, some that I've been working on. And yeah, there were other things, photographs. I have tons of photographs. I never took any of those, you know. I thought those could be lost. I did take my hard drive from my computer. I remember to take that the second time, so that a lot of those photographs are on there, and that would have been saved. Other than that, I didn't really think of anything major that I wished I had taken.
Okay. Thank you. Now I'm interested in this zone that you went into while all this mayhem is going on around you. How did you how are you able to get out of that frame of mind and get into the painting again when you came back?
Well, I have been painting, and this zone that I get into when I'm painting is this creative side, where I hone in on the painting, and this becomes my whole world, and the rest of the world is blocked out. So, out of practice, because I do that a lot, I was able to sit down in here without any distractions, not even any music or radio or anything, and just get into that zone where I zeroed in on the painting, and I was able to finish things that I tried to finish one painting for like 5 years. I work out a little bit and I set it aside for maybe a couple of years, come back and do some more. And I finally did the finishing touches on that one painting. For some reason, this gave me the impetus or the desire to finish that up, and take it and get it ready to go for the show that I have coming up. So.
Great. So, what do you think that says about you? That you were able to just go there with your artwork?
I don't know, I felt kind of ashamed to even tell anybody about it afterwards. I thought people think I'm nuts or something, But what it says about me, I don't know. It's probably not a normal reaction. But I did talk to a friend who was, another friend who was evacuated, and she said she went and worked on her garden when they let her back up. So maybe there are other people that have similar experiences, I don't know.
Thank you.